If you were looking for an infomercial, hey, I've got XYZ, fill in the disease. I want to know how many capsules of this to take. Don't ask me! Because we know not to answer that question, right? Let's be crystal clear. Natural products do not cure, mitigate, ameliorate diseases or disease symptoms. Only drugs do that. However, tonight I can tell you all about CBD and about the medical literature and what CBD is showing itself to do, and you can connect the dots that the product is there at the counter. But it doesn't say on here, anti-Alzheimer's pill, okay? And that's very important, because the companies that are out there making crazy claims, because this ingredient is delivering, they're getting in trouble, and we don't want to do that. So the first thing we need to address is, what is the difference, once and for all, between hemp and medical marijuana? Wow, is that confusing. They're both called cannabis sativa L. However, the DNA is different in agricultural hemp and smokable ganja. So think about this. Anyone that loves plant medicine, same first and last name, totally different DNA. How confusing is that? How confusing is that? No wonder regulators are all confused. We're telling them, no, hemp has a low risk. They open up the books and they say, hemp is marijuana. We say marijuana has the high risk. You don't want that stuff. They say, well, marijuana is hemp. It's confusing. The best definition we have right now is the percentage of THC, because there's no monograph that's been written fully elucidating the differences in the DNA. We're working on that. Today, in real time, in this moment, if you grow a hemp plant, and you're growing it in Kentucky, where we're growing research plants, and they test it, it has 0.4% THC, they say burn it down, it's marijuana. If it has 0.3% THC or less, they say, that's cool, that's hemp. Now that's confusing for people, right? So the obsession is the zero. And so I say, what's the definition of zero? So let's have some fun. How many of you drink kombucha? Anyone drink kombucha? Alcoholics, why would you drink that garbage? No, it's total garbage. Alcohol kills brain cells. There's no benefit at all to alcohol, right? Why would you drink it? It has 0%. Really, why? Because the benefits outweigh the risks, right? A fermented beverage like that is supposedly good for your gut-brain-belly connection, so we'll let a 9-year-old girl buy kombucha from Peggy's store. However, how many of you remember when we had to get liquor licenses to sell kombucha? Does anybody remember that? We used to have to get liquor licenses to sell kombucha, and now we're over it. So how about coffee? Who drinks coffee here? Speed freaks, you knew that was coming. I'm off the stuff. Can you imagine how lucky you are, right? Decaffeinated coffee doesn't have 0 milligrams of caffeine, it has 30. Just like fat-free isn't 0, and sugar-free isn't 0, and sodium-free isn't 0, so it depends on your definition of 0. We made this infographic for legislators in Washington, D.C. They got it. This was very effective. So we're looking at products tonight we believe are relatively low risk in comparison to products that may be higher risk. Now, I said they're different products, different customers, different markets. Some of you may have been following the hemp wars inside the fight for federally legal CBD. I had the privilege of being quoted in Rolling Stone magazine. What people have to accept and embrace, completely different products, totally different markets, different customers. That is going to continue as a theme through our talk tonight. So THC is psychoactive, CBD is non-intoxicating. They do different things. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this slide. I just want to ask the audience. We all have children or grandchildren or younger people that we're related to or that we know. Somebody that you love, that's close to you, breaks their leg. They go to the emergency room and they get 2 prescriptions. One is for THC and the other one is for fentanyl. Now, you're the caregiver. Which prescription are you going to fill for the little girl? Fentanyl or THC? Answer me, everybody. THC. Nobody would answer like that 5 years ago. Yes! It's exciting, right? That is change. You just saw change, Everyone's like, we don't want those opioids anymore. What were they telling us 5 years ago? Take opioids, take opioids. They were wrong, okay? We were right. That's okay. You just can't have an attitude about it. You just have to go with the change. Different product, different market, different customer. If CBD can give you all of these benefits and decrease the THC psychoactivity, check this out. Somebody's using a lot of cannabis all day long, smoke, 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 smoke. CBD is a negative modulator of the receptor in the brain that makes you stoned. So CBD changes the shape of the lock so that the THC key doesn't fit as well in there and you're not as stoned and not as psychotic. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? The cannabis from 1968, the year I was born, had the same amount of CBD to THC, and then they bred out all of the non-psychoactive stuff to give you more of the psychoactive components. All we're doing is bringing back the balance. And we're using the same ditch weed that Eli Lilly used in 1906.